Hey everybody, it's Niles here. It's May of 2020, and things are still standing still. I wanted to talk about a recent photo challenge that I took part in, and ended up being selected as a top 10 finalist. Now the photo had to revolve around the current conditions of being indoors during quarantine. It could be any subject or topic of your choice. For me, it was the actual physical manifestation of being locked inside. We are being asked not to go out during this time, and the longing we all have to get back out. As a filmmaker, being outside is just as equally important as it is inside at a studio. I love the outdoors, and having to be stuck inside for long periods of time can certainly take its toll. This photo probably takes on a different emotions for others that view it, and I'm happy that people can open up to the image and relate. I was very surprised that I was even picked as a top 10 finalist. So we're going to do this quick breakdown of the photo from conception to the final post. If we look at the photo right now, we see our subject in the first third of the frame up against the window early in the morning looking out, hoping for some sort of normalcy and return to the ability of going out, seeing friends, family, and life in general. As we move our eyes across the frame, the darkness of the room and a feeling of loneliness seems to be swallowing the subject around the head, playing on the viewer's emotions, that the subject has a feeling of uncertainty. On the right edge of the frame, a window and the light fills the remainder of the room, reminding us that while it may seem bad at first, there is actual hope that we can find normalcy even while trapped inside. Some subtle details that make this photo pop out is the lighting. It has a slight yellow cast similar to dawn. The subject is holding what looks like a coffee cup. The subject is on the first third of the frame, while the remaining frame is essentially negative fill. This is a feeling of emptiness. The full framing of this photo is actually 16 by 9, making it more of a movie frame or a still shot from a film. And that's kind of how I think and do thought process on my work. I am a filmmaker in general, and this is how I kind of frame and do my work. This photo is similar to the 1978 Superman film with Christopher Reeves, where his adoptive mother, Martha Kent, looks out and knows that there is something bigger for Clark outside of their small country home. I took a few quick test shots the night before to get the framing correct. I got up around 5:30 a.m. as the sun was just rising on the horizon, but the clouds started to roll in. If you look really closely, you can see clouds in the windows, and I had to place 4 LED lights outside up against the windows. There in front of me, 2 yellow cast and 1 magenta to keep the skin tones from shifting. I placed the last light in the window behind me to cast light on the whole room. What you can't see is all the stuff that is in this dining room. Behind me is all this baking material, mixing bowls that I knew I could hide both with my body and keeping this side of the frame dark. Next to the camera, the table was filled with plates, glasses, and other objects that I just moved up to keep it clean for the shot. I got my coffee and was ready to shoot. This photo was shot on my iPhone X using the Moment app. Set to RAW DNG, I had it set up on a wide-angle lens of the 1.8 f-stop and brought the ISO to 40 and set the shutter speed to 1/30th of a second. I set a 10-second timer so I could get myself in place. And after many takes and different poses, I was happy with my final result. It took me around 2 hours to finally have the photo from setup to this shot here. Next, I brought it into Lightroom. Opening up Lightroom for ISO, I made sure that the photo was cropped to 16 by 9 and straightened out in the frame. Next, I think I just hit the auto button and then adjusted from there, bringing the exposure, highlights, and shadows to a more natural place. I adjusted the color temperature, and there's the final adjusted photo before bringing it to a final grade in R&I Films. R&I is a great photo emulation app that takes your photos and adds a realistic color grading that emulates many different 35mm film stock, both modern and expired film, from negative, black and white, slide, and vintage colors. I chose Kodak Gold 200. After choosing the film stock, you can, if you wish, to do some final adjustments and then output the photo. So that's it. That's the photo breakdown for my quarantine photo challenge. I certainly had a lot of fun creating this image and sharing it with everyone for the challenge. It had a few photo tricks that helped convey the emotions I was feeling. If you like more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments. Please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel where I try to bring the best of my filmmaking to the public.